A ballot measure could give New York residents the constitutional right to a healthy environment. And on Tuesday, a group of state environmental advocates and lawmakers kicked off a campaign for its passage this November. Some 80% of New Yorkers support adding the Green Amendment to the state constitution, according to a Siena poll. Peter Iwanowitz with the group Environmental Advocates New York says the measure would change Article 1 of the state constitution by giving each resident the right to clean air and water.
We will argue that decisions now will have to be screened of whether it violates a constitutional right to clean air and clean water. And we think it's going to lead towards more thorough and better front-end decision-making that will reject a lot of the proposals that are out there now.
He points to the proposed Dan-Scammer fracked gas power plant and the long-time water crisis in Hoosick Falls as environmental justice issues for Hudson Valley communities that need further attention. If approved by voters, the change to the state's Bill of Rights would take effect in January 2022. Jennifer Wilson with the League of Women Voters of New York State says the move would ensure that environmental health is at the forefront in writing legislative policies and plans for economic development.
And New Yorkers who can't afford to move away from these areas, they're suffering. And these residents are hurting right now, and that pain is only going to continue to grow if we do not guarantee businesses and elected officials have a mandate to protect the well-being of all New Yorkers.
The Green Amendment would also prevent people from creating loopholes in existing laws. Eddie Bautista, who leads New York City Environmental Justice Alliance, thinks it's time to make clean air and water a constitutional right.
We should have a right to clean air and clean water, except we don't. Even when we are strategic, sophisticated, and politically powerful enough to get laws passed, they're only as good as their enforcement or even the legislative body in question's commitment to it.
The initial effort for a green constitutional amendment in New York began in 2016. This is Michaela Savitt for New York News Connection. Find our 8 trust indicators to support transparency and accuracy at publicnewsservice.org.